Welcome to our English news program on SLN TV. I'm Mohammed Aden, and these are the main stories making the headlines. The President of Somaliland attends Friday prayers with the public in Berbera. Vice President of Somaliland cuts the ribbon of an immense mosque. Search expanded to Indian Ocean as new reports emerge on possible hijacking. President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, and his delegation, who was on a tour in Sahel region in the past few days, has stopped for the Friday congregational prayers with the public in Khalid bin Al-Walid Mosque in Berbera city.
The President was accompanied at the congregational Friday prayers by cabinet ministers, regional coordinator, chairman of Berbera Port, manager of Somaliland National Television, and a huge number of Berbera residents. Regional Coordinator of Religious Affairs Sheikh Khalil Suleiman Ali preached the public at the prayers while the President and his delegation and the citizens listened. The Sheikh addressed the life and the good manners of our beloved Prophet Muhammad and the importance of following his path and bestowing our lives with peace and love the way he did. Berbera residents warmly welcomed the President and his delegation and expressed their joy for having prayed with the President of Somaliland and his delegation at the same mosque, and confirmed that this valuable step is an encouragement for the citizens and that it made them realize that the President of Somaliland cares about his people and values the importance of hearing the public and listening to their problems on the purpose of upgrading their living conditions. One of the residents stated, "The President of Somaliland is a very humble person, and we appreciate that he is comfortable among us, walking with us, praying with us, and hearing us, which means so much to us, and that shows what a great leader he is." The public of all ages warmly expressed their appreciation to the President's genuine visit and prosperous tour he has been on for almost a week now. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanyo, leaves Berbera to continue his ongoing tour in all regions of Somaliland, starting from Gabiley, Awdal, Salal, and now Sahel to Sanag, and the President will set the foundation stone for a new road linking Erigabo with Bur'o before he comes back to the capital.
Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Ismail Saili, accompanied by members of cabinet as well as a number of governmental and non-governmental officials, cut the ribbon of a new mosque which has recently been built in the capital city, Hargeisa. Parliamentarian Khadr Ambassador of the House of Representatives elaborated on the major efforts he amplified in building the mosque, which is designed to accommodate over 1,200 individuals for prayers, and stated that he followed his commitment and dedication to ensuring the construction of this mosque is complete. At the moment, its construction has already been executed and now ready to serve not only for prayers but as a gathering place for the Muslims to learn about the religion and keep up with constant sermons being provided at the mosque. Residents of the area and religious scholars speaking at the event commended the efforts of the parliamentarian who aims of building a mosque to provide a more prayer space for the residents in the area. However, the residents indicated previously that there was greater need for mosques by the residents and urged other Muslims to follow suit. Minister of Religious Affairs Khalil Abdullahi Ahmed commended the praiseworthy efforts of the parliamentarian Khadr Ambassador and informed attendees of the event that building mosques are part of the major deeds which guide Muslims forward to the way of Jannah. Vice President of Somaliland Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Saili pointed out the necessity of such an effort and commended the parliamentarian for his dedication to building such an immense mosque. The mosque was built near Egal International Airport, the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa, which is expected to assume a major role in providing more prayer space for the residents in the area. Residents of Sanag region collectively welcomed the efforts of the government towards renovating the road linking Erigabo with Bur'o, and equipment that will be used for the renovation of that road has already arrived to where the construction starts.
Vehicles dispatched from the capital city arrived with equipment aimed to renovate the road linking Erigabo with Bur'o, including tractors and pickup trucks and other essential tools. Parliamentarian Ibrahim Abdi of the House of Representatives, speaking at the event, stated that Somaliland's government is now focusing on the commencement of the first phase of renovating this road with the arrival of the sufficient equipment. A member of the Somaliland Roads Development Agency, Saeed Noor Chama, spoke at the event, and he stated that the agency is going to commence renovation efforts from this moment on, and that the efforts will continue for as long as the agency ensures the execution of the construction of this road linking Bur'a with Arigabo. However, the residents of Sanag region warmly welcomed the commencement of the implementation of this strategic road linking Somaliland's regions and facilitating transportation in between them. The commencement of construction is due in days' time.
Director General of Somaliland's Ministry of Aviation and Air Transport, Omar Saeed, speaking at the press conference held at Egal International Airport, informed about developmental efforts occurring at the airport. The Director General stated that the Ministry of Aviation and Air Transport has taken steps to amplify development efforts towards better progress for the airport and provided homes to unfortunate families who were previously squatting the corners of the Egal International Airport. The Director General added that the Ministry of Aviation and Air Transport will provide the families with expenses which are similar to the amount they bought the land. Director General of the Ministry of Aviation and Air Transport also spoke regarding prospective plans underway. Recently, developmental efforts at the airport increased to an unprecedented degree. Currently, the Ministry of Aviation and Air Transport is taking major steps towards fencing the airport to amplify the airport's security. You're still watching the English news program on SLN TV. Now for the main international headlines indeed. Malaysian officials have refused to confirm the latest reports suggesting a possible hijacking or sabotage of missing MH370 flight.
At a news conference on Friday morning, the Malaysian Transport Minister again denied claims that the plane could have flown from several hours after disappearing from radars on Saturday. Those reports have quoted sources at Rolls-Royce, the company that manufactured the plane's engines. Officials have decided to expand the search as the U.S. Navy explores new waters in the Indian Ocean. Military radar tracking evidence suggests the Malaysia Airlines plane was deliberately flown across the Malay Peninsula towards the Andaman Islands, sources familiar with the investigation stated on Friday. Two sources said an unidentified aircraft that investigators believe was flight MH370 followed a route between navigational waypoints, indicating it was being flown by someone with aviation training when it was last plotted on military radar of the country's northwest coast. The last coordinates on the military radar's tracking system suggested the plane was flying towards India's Andaman Islands, a chain of isles between the Andaman Sea and the Bay of Bengal, they said. Waypoints or geographic locations worked out by calculating longitude and latitude that helps pilots navigate along established air corridors. A third source familiar with the investigation said inquiries were increasingly focusing on the theory that someone who knew how to fly a plane deliberately diverted the flight, with 239 people on board, hundreds of miles off its intended course from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov will hold last-ditch talks on Ukraine's Crimea region in London today, just 48 hours before its breakaway referendum. Kerry says the United States and the European Union will take serious steps against Moscow if the vote results in Russian annexation. His latest warning came as Ukraine's interim Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk addressed the UN Security Council in New York. We urge the Russian Federation to pull back its military forces deployed in Crimea to barracks and to start real talks and negotiations, he said. Continuing in Russian, Yatsenyuk, asked whether Russia wanted war. "I will give a direct answer. Russians don't want war," said Moscow's ambassador to the UN, Vitaly Kurchin. "We don't want to escalate the situation." The United States has circulated a draft resolution that would declare Sunday's planned referendum illegal. But Russia, one of the Security Council's 5 veto-wielding permanent members, has made it clear it opposes the draft. That's it for this edition of the English News Programme. Thanks very much for being with us. We're back tomorrow at the same time. Until then, bye-bye.